As I remember, our client was a maitre d' at Windell's on the World, which was a restaurant at the top of the World Trade Center. Went to work that day like every other day, but it wasn't like every other day. We had a brand new agent, and he went out and created his first client on Sunday, September 9th.
This young new associate was encouraging the family. The husband wanted the policy. The wife did not want the policy because she's just thinking about another bill. They had no savings, no insurance, not even a nickel. So between the agent and the husband, they convinced the wife to let him go ahead and write the policy.
So he was going to bring the application Tuesday night, which was 9/11.
It's eerie to think that he was so insistent that he gets it. And then to see, what happened a few days later.
We did not have the application in our office, and the company hadn't received the application in their office, and the person passed away. Our company, obviously, it being the company that they are, paid that claim, paid it quickly, paid it immediately, and we delivered for that client.
I was given a check for $250,250, and I took it to the family and offered our condolences on behalf of the company. If we had not written that policy, I just couldn't imagine what would be of that family with 3 daughters and 0 income. It really drove home to me what we do in Primerica.
So for days on end, we sat in Park Slope, my wife, my daughter, and myself. I heard that they were going to do a religious event. When we get there, there were just pictures of all the missing. All the parks, all the posts, all the fences. And just looking, I happened to see a picture of one of our clients. I only met him once. The truth is, I wish I had more to tell about him. I just don't. But it's amazing. One meeting changed everything for him, his family. But I'm happy we did meet.
The day of 9/11, I was actually dropping my son off at daycare at the time when the first plane hit the buildings. Shortly thereafter, I was told that another plane had hit the other tower. Then it really became pretty emotional for me, because then I understood that something had happened and it wasn't an accident. I never realized that in that one instance that I was going to lose a friend who happened to be in one of the towers at the time.
My husband was an architect. His name is Anthony Portillo. He worked on the 91st floor at the World Trade Center. After my husband died, the representative from Primerica was one of the first persons who came to our assistance, and he came promptly because I was totally clueless as to what do I need to do next. And he was a very stabilizing force, actually, because he came, he sat down with me. He said, this is how much, this is the amount of insurance you have, this is what you need to do.
Anthony at the time had 2 sons, the youngest one being 5 and the oldest being 7. This was a personal death claim to me, because I knew, not just as a client, but as a friend. But it doesn't mean that we would have done anything differently. And that's one of the things about this company I love so much.
Sometimes when I think about what could have possibly happened if the Primerica representative hadn't come by us that very first time, we would not have been able to really be as financially comfortable as we are today, and that's the honest truth.
I was just happy that I was able to be there to help her, because no one else was there at that time.
it really helped to sensitize me to how important it is for me to pass on to my kids, like when they grow up and they have their own families and they have their own homes, how important it is for them to prepare for the future.
When you see that, when the client thanks you, when you've got someone that thanks you and they tell you how much you've changed their lives because you're there, it's like no other kind of feeling.
After 9/11, it was very ironic for me that there were times when I would think to myself, yes, we are more financially comfortable, but I felt a lot of times as though if they could just take that all away and just bring my husband back.
When the first airplane hit the building, right? I was in that tower. I was really, really, really scared. The big noise inside the building is like a, like earthquake, like boom, everything was moving. So people screaming, wow, like, people screaming inside like something happened or the building coming on top of us. So we start running. So you hear the noise, you hear the explosion, you hear like people running everywhere, and you hear the speaker said in the building, don't run outside, don't get a panic, everything's under control. Under control. I'll never forget that. So I don't follow that. I mean, it's under control. I'm gonna be out of here. So when the second airplane hit, the explosion was bigger. So in that moment, we don't know what to think. I mean, it's in shock. Like you don't move in that moment. You don't move. Nobody moved until the building collapsed. When you see too many people die, you understand more that you need to be protected because today can be your last day.
After the events of 9/11, we started feeling that we needed protection for our family. We needed to feel that if anything was to happen to me or to my husband, that our children would be safe.
The most important lesson I learned from 9/11 is that I need to protect my family. But since then, I learned from Primerica, how important it is to helping other people to protect their family.